Laughlin. Gtrot is a New York-based tech startup that deals with social travel, but I actually grew up in Raleigh, North Carolina, so I'm happy to be here. I actually flew in this morning and was a little nervous that my flight got here on time so I could be here with you guys. How many of you have ever booked a trip online? Show of hands. Okay, looks like everyone. So I book trips online all the time, and travel planning is very noisy and it's not always relevant. So if I'm looking up about Cancun, Mexico, I don't necessarily care what my mom wants to do in Cancun, Mexico. I want to know what people like me do in Cancun, Mexico. So I want to see, share experiences with my peers. I'm a big traveler. I've been to all 7 continents, been to over 36 countries, and 33 states. So I have a lot of knowledge about travel, and I always have friends asking me for advice. Now, there's over 17 million millennials on social networking sites. I alone have over 800 friends on Facebook, and they're constantly emailing me, oh, what's a great restaurant in Ireland? Or what's your favorite place to go out when you're in LA? Or what's the best pizza in New York City? So I'm constantly getting bothered for all of this information, and that's when the idea kind of went off of, why isn't this easier to share? So taking a look at the student travel market, there is $4.8 billion spent online each year in student travel. Over half of all planning and booking of trips is made online, and 14% of student travel is made exclusively online. So we decided I have a partner, and we decided to pitch this idea of better organized social travel. It won the Harvard i3 Innovation Competition. We used that seed money to launch our site. So our site is called Gtrot. We actually are launching our second version right now. We launched our original version in December 2009, and we have 3,000 members, we have growing revenue, we have growing usage, and we have a lot of learnings that we've put into our new product. So how our product works is you log in using Facebook, and you come to your trips page. So this is where you can easily add your trips of upcoming plans, past trips. You can book flights and hotels through Kayak and Hotels.com. But what's cool that we have today is we also integrate with geolocation-based services like Foursquare, Facebook Places, and Twitter locations. So that means you don't have to go back in and say, this was my favorite place, I really like this place. You can just pull up and say, okay, yeah, I checked into the Tasting Kitchen in LA. I really liked it, I can recommend that to my friends. So we also make it very easy to share this trip planning page. So I can take this short link, put it anywhere I want on the internet, and my friends can come look at my trip coming up. They can comment, they can see my reviews, they can know all my trip advice. So it's very organized, it's very easy to use. We also have this interactive map of where you've been and where you're going. And what's great about this is it's not only a bragging tool to say, hey, I've been to 7 continents and 36 countries. It's also a great place to see where your friends have been and who might possibly be able to provide advice. You can also keep track of friends in real time. So we constantly have updates. If you're planning a trip, I'm going to be in Raleigh for the next 10 days. All my friends that live in Raleigh could have gotten a notification saying, hey, Brittany's coming to town, why don't you guys connect? We also have a trip chat page, which is basically like TripAdvisor, but you can filter based on different social networks you have. So you can look at everyone's input and advice. You can just go by your college, you can go by just your friends, or you could go just by your favorites. And all of this is geotagged and saved. So all of your favorites, you can go back later and look at them or refer your friends to them. So what we do with all this data is we can now offer destination deals. So if I know you're going to be in Los Angeles in a month, I can serve you emails if you opt in to say, hey, these restaurants you can save 20% if you go ahead and buy this either Groupon deal or this weekly deal. And then as soon as you leave You go on your trip to Los Angeles and you come back to Raleigh, you're no longer going to be served up Los Angeles-based information because it's no longer relevant. So we're the first people to be actually thinking about serving up deals to people where they're going to be, because people are already sharing all of this data with us. We're also partnering with campus and study abroad partners to be able to keep track of where their students are and the important metrics that they care about. So in order for these programs to continuously get funding and better connect their students, we're a social tool that they can use. And we already are partnering with Harvard, Yale, Brown, and Boston University. And these are some of the metrics that we serve up to them. So where their students are going, how many continents they've been to, how many cities they've been to. So Gtrot, it's a social travel site. We don't have a booth because we actually were demoing yesterday, so we weren't able to get in. But if you have any questions, my email's up here. Find us on Twitter, and definitely check out the newly launched site today. Thank you.
Thank you, Brittany.